Trying to get to the octagon.
Board Member Doyle speaking, bringing our meeting back to order following our break for lunch. We've done the recording again for reporting purposes. Public can be also allowed into the room if they're outside, but otherwise we'll be beginning our or continuation of our small group analysis and discussion of talking about the pillars. I turn it over to Facilitator Handy for further instructions.
Thank you, Board Member Doyle. So yes, please reconvene with your small groups back where you were before we broke for lunch. We're going to spend about half an hour on the second of your two pillars. Then we'll rotate. We're going to shorten the time a little bit for the next two rounds. A little bit over time. So that's the next step. And Ashley, Brittany, and I will be back where we were to help you through this next discussion. By the way, it looked like each group did a really good job.
And now we're all refreshed.
Well, we're not rotating yet, so you go back to where you started. We're going to rotate.
Trying to get ahead of the game, Joe. Trying to get ahead of the game.
But yeah, it's all right. Because like you're doing the communication.
I already will never figure it out, so I'm definitely not going to do it.
So
My secret.
I do the same process.
I even can't. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it on my end. Yeah, let's see. I'm already visually cleared, but.
So now it's on innovation.
I know the story.
Technology.
Slide like.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So anything that's maybe technology and maybe.
Okay.
type of
Accomplishments and.
enhancement considered innovative would be under this category.
It's not a program we used to communicate.
It made our listserv not that text message, like with like hieroglyphics.
And it's also for, there's the outward facing for public, they voluntarily signed up for it. And then there's the one for the licenses. And that was what Joe Schneider. And it's 27.
I think it would be any process.
So that was the best investment in the.
Technology could.
I wonder how it brought us.
So, yeah, technology, but that's.
And it gives us metrics. Yeah, and it tells us how many click throughs, how many opens, how many.
Yes. Think of innovation project in terms of.
Communication accomplishments.
Computers, but other.
It goes, and like the words living to these big knowledge. I don't know if I should. That's true. That's really true.
There was a separate document.
But like
Pushed
in
out
any
to go
given
to
week,
it.
sometimes we adopt rules, we used to adopt a rules of
Yeah.
board meeting.
It's good.
Now, like, they're back to back, so some licensees do not like to.
Innovation.
They take some time to think, you know, just.
Examining.
So what I prefer to do is focus.
Sure, not enough, right? We did that.
It's okay.
How they hop in my head. I can't do this. I need a fast.
I don't know. The newsletter, right? Like, I don't know, has it changed any? Because like, I've only come into like writing it. Past years. Like, is there any accomplishment with that, or is it kind of status quo, which is kind of what I think it is.
I know, maybe sales, but I don't know how to make it.
They were needed because, right, or like, I don't know, my understanding since, I've seen 2019, which is.
With their announcements, basically.
Are we still? I don't know. I was just trying to think of tools we. I think like, it's kind of.
So many of our rules haven't been updated.
Yeah, but they do all the distribution and.
Oh,
1980s, like every state does.
Are we gonna be seeing that?
Like versus not.
it unless there's like a small, but I guess we still have a lot.
We could produce our own, but they do the graphics and the fitting and
That's fine, What's the role?
limited by word count. Because I can't go too.
Yeah.
So we're limited by word count, like the February one is probably full. And it's.
Yeah, so I didn't like the dress.
Yeah, we got it,
We got it.
machine.
It's
a
kiosk.
Kiosk.
Yeah.
Kiosk.
And then. On our webpage. We have. Yeah. For those. Licensing. Navigating it.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Navigate is.
Yeah, the way back machine.
It's so much, so much. A lot of strategy. I just see the states. Yeah, like. And we moved from the state. We moved to that. It helps us make decisions on how our.
Yeah.
So what are most people looking at right now?
Apply for a license, renew for a license.
Okay, yeah.
I see. Because they're not reading the rules. No, then websites. Or is that RDSPs?
Just so, like, here's.
All the PPLs or.
Pharmacist in charge, you can't make the header pharmacist in charge, it's like weird. It's the weird things, just so you know, when you look at it, like, that pharmacist, because we're so big here, and I'm like, I do not like that, but that's.
Not a stylist.
It's like a thing she has to
That
do.
is state laws. There's some stuff that it's a lot longer.
Is there a seems that a lot of them external, but internal.
You do get in our iPads now, we get our like external communications. Yeah, that are not necessarily.
Okay, but to be fair, the kiosks and this office, that would massive issue. I mean, that's the deal or answer, you know, we have something that's not. It's
It should be.
It's out here,
It can be anything.
pharmacy.
But if it, yeah, comes to.
I did.
We didn't know.
Yes, that's
Coming out. So we didn't know how to consider, you know, if we wanted to bring it up in a session. Discuss it, but we do. That's increased though, I will say, like, with that stuff. Managed pharmacy that board invests.
So we're talking about.
It's really.
It's like,
When well, she's got a word here somewhere.
I think like, when people, we're working on this now, but when people are trying to look for violations, right? Like what citations have we given to someone? There's gonna even be more, like that's being worked on right now. It should be easy to find someone who did it.
You better find all of that. Because I haven't been there yet. It's coming.
Okay.
Ongoing.
By the end of November.
Yeah.
Certain licensees though.
Word.
There is a quite a bit of
The case
information.
number was always. Just had to have that.
Can't
look.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but instead of.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You need.
In a systematic way, so that, we have improved the reaction time and our functionality to address forms of similar cases.
Big or small.
That, and so I think that's a benefit.
I mean, weekly for calls it IFO.
Control.
Oh, yeah, that was much more consistent with
Licensing.
Joe than it was with Mark.
Sorry, what was working?
It's all directors sends out. Are you listening? He's already started.
He's expanded it all.
So how easy is it, like on the website, to get public engagement? Like, you hear your concerns, this is what you need to do to get us, the board of pharmacy involved, like. We get the public to engage for, I mean, they really are.
To our database.
It's like.
Is it obvious?
And
Patient goes into. And they know to, they'll go into.
Look at our website.
They'll see it, it's very clear, there's.
We just need a little patience.
It's like a complaint or as our phone number, like.
This is just.
Like, I think.
Licenses.
Yeah, it's the correct license. I have a page to for the process. Stage. I mean, that's kind of what we were talking about here when we were talking back in world leader.
RIC, right?
Yes. So, that's what we have a form, and when we have something open. That's always. So the stage.
Yeah, the stage should be, there should be a site, there should be a stage, right? So, and a rule making.
Because he's not the last time I checked.
That makes sense, just so much more smoothly rather than or having to go back and forth with people or different sessions, which I don't know.
Honestly, that's it.
We keep track of it, like, that falls into compliance, how many. Files in all your hands, I mean.
Huge. We had to take that off. I think that
It's anonymous.
legal stuff. So when
It's not anonymous, like they.
Is that right? Or is it someone else?
sometimes that does
Yeah.
things, which I think it removes transparency from us reading these cases. But I get that it's legal things, our hands tied. But how many times do we ask that in a meeting? Who reported this?
Yeah. That's true.
And we don't.
It's like stuff, yeah.
we still need, it's something with the room. So it's be not best.
I think it's like improvement in your retaliation.
But it's something about redaction.
It's not a communication issue.
It was.
I honestly don't know.
Text issues.
Right?
My mom, yes, that.
I don't know.
Remember in the interview with Phil?
Yeah.
They thought.
Yes, but they were.
So maybe understand.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, this is technology, innovation / technology.
Yeah.
Not that was. So increasing compliance policies,
Either or, that could be, okay, it's challenging, okay, I get it. But it's also, I know that that's what seems hard because there's not a lot over here. But again, I'm just saying, this one encompasses so much.
there was a lot of work.
Yes, so you know how.
Public comment. Yeah, the meeting.
I would like every, let's say you're talking for division 41, then.
Not just.
Like, because it's not, it's not, an inspection is done and there's stuff.
And distance. So
So
there's some.
It's compliant with the rules.
Period.
It's still public comment.
Public comments, to deal with that.
Yes.
But you also like.
It's been held in.
People aren't interested.
You're just.
English, but it's sometimes really else. But at the same time, it's like to be able to identify when something
Is to 45 days of time to get the prescription. They have to be also.
It's the issues that come back, we should find how do we. Doesn't go to.
What is the big
And so
The reason it's been held to the end,
I don't know. if it-
because people
For a feature.
and they're like, I want to talk about this rule, it's not in rule anymore. And we can't shut them
I
out.
have 2 points to make. That was the one that they raised.
We're deciding to have public comment at the beginning. Still have to have it in.
Yes. That's how you.
Because you know what's happening, like sometimes we don't even go through that, you know what I mean, so the person just. How to remember, yeah, exactly.
Again, 40 to 45 days. There's a little bit of limitation, it kind of sounds like the whole room, I mean, it's the law, but it's the room making comment period.
It's just not. And so we got, on the license side, right? And I've been, love by, listen, so I listen, and I'm saying like every 1 hour. When I was like, Thursday, probably the week. I sat.
Yeah, that complaint, we're like, well, we don't have any licensees and. Start with the student.
That was the-
I'd be open to opening it up here with the caveat, maybe limiting. Look at what our some opportunities.
Like, if you call us it's frustrating as a patient, you were like, great, I'll get my car and my scale there, we'll go talk to somebody. But the board doesn't mandate answers of both. So that's like a hard policy.
You get a complaint and saying actually it's a violation of honesty and they can't get their investigation or they question. So you get the complaint, so there's nothing to do about it because it's the how. It's wild.
Take that to.
There was another one too that was, there's like that where like, well, we don't- the ones that are, whether or not it's stronger. And so, like, some for lives issue, right, someone's well, they're special, the whole thing, patient or to our safety worker.
How do you keep the public safe?
And we're like,
If you have no idea what the public
not
And we have to notice like those guys. May not even be.
Well, I think that,
Like the way parents guys.
It's about the responsibility. Once you.
I understanding, you need this and have that available, like, you need Spanish.
How do you limit, because they're the front hand rulemaking.
And showing honestly in Epic, which is what I.
We can look at
Translation.
Yeah.
But we don't have that in. If they, well, if I go in there and they can't talk to me, it's always not a fact. I mean, that's the body. I can't use it for somebody they're talking to. So it should have been already in their spot.
I mean, these are really.
And the thing is that, like, you're entertaining, like,
You can't answer the. You can't write like everything.
I mean, back when I was
part of what I think.
that newsletter, and we like, it's highlighted and has, but it was, but I mean, knowing that we're only giving them like, yeah,
Okay.
Those are policy.
It's like, it's the balance.
I'm sorry. I mean, if you don't have regulations, then it's.
We're just at the same. It's like, oh, so you're, so if I don't look in demographic, it's not a flag, it's just. You get the language one, you get a flag, you can't challenge you first, you say. So I first, we do need to.
I mean, like, you could.
And there's something that wrong with the time there, like,
I'm so where that shows.
and there's some like,
Every time.
yeah, but sure, you have to notify.
That's weird.
I'm just saying, as a person that would be, I don't know. Well, and I don't know if that is true, or if it should be, because how are they going to? For an issue, they don't have right.
Mandatory on our.
We call it sick. And you don't have a pick or whatever there.
And then the pharmacy can't open because they don't have enough staff to
in the communications and. I will say, speaking on a few of.
Investigators.
Right here.
We did that, yes, we did that.
I don't think it's anything, what we're doing, but just go on the phone.
Actually using that.
I just don't know how to get that other 50%.
Get into some different time period. So
For police station and technology.
like.
And it's always the same, and I know that a lot of the jobs, I'm not trying to, is providing copies.
The outlets.
Time
period.
I know.
Is there any challenges around that?
What's this?
The last couple
And all of the expenses to, or how we get to build the best. Structure. I started being that is the
New avenues. Job fairs, technicians are attending job fairs. We need to start looking at like how corporations are to get, whatever it is, to get the word out.
Yep.
We don't engage.
Yeah.
The agency, yeah, yeah.
Not, that's not part of our charge.
Yeah.
And yes.
Communication.
What it's like, wow, and some of them, someone really great. We used to do reps, there was a change, so look back at advice, it got very, very hard to run. There's more requirements, but it's really, it's hard
Be a reason.
to run it.
Basically, we were always running. Standing, but we were.
Well, no, we were running reps.
Oh.
But then the
That's
law changed, and we would have had, it's a very different process for under the new. law. So it was a wide groups, but that law will be changing programs too. So we-
Yeah, no. States.
I don't know, I don't.
So we haven't looked at that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it's like the. Intern, that's the only one person who has it. So I'm not sure if it has to be fine.
Yeah, we need that. I put it on my list.
And no one's come to staff about, I can't use the kiosk because. As far as like.
Thing we haven't.
we don't have anything.
Yeah, for it also, it's hard for me to.
Our budget.
We are supposed to be.
Or engagement, or signups.
And I think getting back out and being like the flights, and we haven't done our. As as it is. Do you think that is a basic? Translated at least. There's so much. I agree, not everyone will post.
I'm getting every board member after the, and I know time is an issue. Having.
It's in drones. Should we be looking at drones and thinking about it?
I'm sorry, I was right. Board member communications, there was something.
Just more, being more present in outreach. So like boots on staff have been out.
I don't know how.
Yeah, and there used to be like a staff member and for the pension store.
Like the day.
Pandemic happens,
Yeah.
COVID, it's all different. Meaning that it's coming out there, but for the new rules, don't think.
No, there are people out
Yeah.
But then, or let's see what's in this, let's shoot it down and let's see what's kind of medication in it.
Is there so many different practice settings? That's. But I don't get, I think that would be something. Earlier to do, it would just be a policy.
Figuring out how to make it.
As a policy, but you do that, but.
And you think you can't have.
And like we've, the only other time where. For Green Gardens is the only other time in my case that. But we had a fair number of attendees there, and I get that this makes it. The time different.
You said that.
This was like inside, that's not all that.
But somebody, I guess it could be defense, but.
You're always meeting us. How did I just make that problem?
And part of this too is in, not just state government, local government, have the same issue.
And there's some complaints that we get that
Payers and burdens.
has been very well stated.
Part of the issue as well.
And then.
And then
There's so
the different locations and facilities that you use, if we want to be inclusive. Weekends. Yep. Look at weekends, look at after hours, you look at, part of the school districts that have meetings in the schools, that bring parents and kids. It's a touch point, it helps keep point with profession, so it's.
I don't know that.
Just,
We're not available 7 p.m. That's early.
you're not even then, you're working 14 to 15 hours minimum.
Even though your shift is 12, you're still working.
But doing,
6
and then you're not doing a CPS or in the afternoon, no worries.
Yeah, so I liked that.
For people to try.
Well, like what works in small,
So it takes a year.
I don't personally.
and no, what works in.
To know that people have applications in, and you're getting their budgets.
And somebody, and I mean, that's maybe, somebody else may already have that. They should.
Tracking.
Because I can. Tracking, did you actually watch it? Did you actually get like, so.
What are some measurements that we can that show what's working well?
I'm starting on the path of thinking.
In fact,
And could be, it's,
coming back to all of this, so once it's, now we need.
we have.
And then are we learning that even just from.
Still shining.
She's like, can you play? We leave the goals, we just got to them.
Oh, no, it's, I mean, multitude, right? You're like, it's not just one, right? Other than doing.
Steer, but.
They still.
Well, some of it did exist.
Which is that 10-minute one? Yes. I think you got 2 more groups.
Yeah.
You got the transparency.
Collaboration.
No, but are we hearing still complaints that we are? That's what I'm not saying that in emails.
Okay.
Journaling.
I don't know about how
She has to manage the boxes, right?
And we have
So many research boxes.
I mean, we're still having such a streak and we're still. I
I see this as a chance to get more. Chance to ensure safe farms that.
What in my?
Providing safe services.
I'm looking at that line of data.
Public safety is maintained.
Yeah.
I can't find this or like if you see a pattern. No.
Sorry. Good part of that. So, public safety is maintained, which is, personnel, so we have to do it.
Sure.
Okay. There's something that besides for me.
The push
Right.
from that is.
So we can be, yeah, want to make it.
Full of there.
If you're tracking it, so you say.
Big summer, she starts everything like what we're hearing, and I don't know if you're hearing it.
Licensed staff. That's what we
But like, we're about.
That's better. You tend to say is, how is it you? And also when they have installed this.
Communication. I know we have to do a certain.
Just put it in there.
This somehow has to be on this list. In terms of.
You know, close to it.
And I take this, I could be a three question.
There was.
But speaking like directly, sometimes.
Yeah.
Our critique that, oh,
Better understand how
And I'm taller than everyone. You know, like, can't see how to get into a gender.
Draft rules that we contemplated and then ultimately what.
I think that's important. I think that's important. Like, this is how, because
What had been.
this is a data-driven world. We have the data. I think that's essential about how we prioritize our.
Information.
Also think you know,
That's cool, right? That feels cool.
Question, something on that, where appropriate, right? We used to have.
And it's like-
I know.
Fascinating.
Even before 19, even before 19.
Yeah.
Awesome. And what I was saying, let's take them all to down and rework them.
Okay.
So, and so.
Ours are down. They just
I'm
haven't
just
worked.
saying.
You're
if we
fine.
can-
It's time. Time to switch, please.
So are we voting? So FAQ.
Now we'll rotate clockwise.
Like what's that?
So we're gonna just request your facilitators to interpret what you have just done. So the whole group can move and you get all a chance to look at the next topics. And we're gonna
Thank you.
try to tighten the time on this a little bit to be 15 minutes per topic.
Sorry, what?
That way, yeah.
Oh, I'm just.
All right. So I will give you all a chance to look at that. It's time.
I think I really. See it. Great. Checked it in a while.
Hey, buddy.
I like it. Yes, I'm sure. Our DSP support.
That's because you got-
This is great. Shortages, the burnout. You know, we're just want a warm body, but it's not sufficient. Care.
So.
School closures is a challenge, which may be related to a lack of marketing and recruitment on this. Training,
Now, is it?
there's not a lot of post-education training on the job. So there's a wide variety of differences in the level of experience that reflects on.
So you can look at this.
Start there and then we can talk. I think this is accomplished.
That, so that we know that.
That has
I
posted.
just put it in class.
Or if you have questions about anything.
Updated systems to talk to each other.
I mean, computer app.
It's
Really works. You don't need things. How is it? I would like to think. I said to him, cat. Continuous improvement.
Yes. Yes, that's strong.
Good job, challenges.
But Alex is, I think, toggling the line, just totally makes sense.
So, next, at least a question, is in terms of standard, I really to do.
Together because they were.
Education opportunity for outlet.
We could even want to do my credentialing for my house.
Yeah, and I think the other point was,
I mean, I know what it is.
the concern that it would not be disclosed, that people would not have access, and then in turn would not be safe. So ensuring that the questions in line with kind of how the board wants people to take
Well,
that.
that you could, I mean, are there other accomplishments?
There's both. It's kind of, also your legislation, there's. Oh, yeah. Something like legislative concept and gossip. There is both magic facilitator skill. Yeah.
And then we adopted the temporal and now a permanent rule, which is actually maybe okay. And then.
And then I like just consent work, exactly. There's
Okay.
two ways, but it's not.
I did not see it. I did not.
Yes.
I had no idea that.
Okay, exactly. You're on the panel.
But I missed it about equity.
Yeah.
We talked about that. I remember we talked about it a little bit, but I don't know if we ended up like. So what would you consider a challenge or accomplishment in that area?
Needs to be a goal.
Goal, okay. So how would you like consider?
To that, to get ready, being able to write up that, how, federal legislative,
Whether it's how the applicant permits.
G and 3CLR.
We have.
and that's, I know. And three gals and third, which are big feeling. So you have, it's what we use as far as, Kim is out, Kim and I do all this information.
Just asked. I gave him the list.
That question, we only ask that question.
So we're on to issues.
How is equity being?
So we have, nurses who are also CD, at the CD.
I see school closures.
So they're the people.
Big picture,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's, or as far as, I don't know if there's separate training programs. I think they're kind of talking about tax. Maybe that's adapting.
Oh,
It's just interesting.
So does that also encompass like mental health?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not only just for. I think it's imperative that we add that because there's a lot of people who don't know about that. And I think mental health is a huge issue. It's the incentive for the new NABT president coming in and like that. There's not a lot of awareness around it. I think it's important that we stand up and say, you know what, it is on this, probably there are challenges where to go, where to get help. And our agency offers that help. I know.
Yeah, sorry.
It's new.
And it's applicability of law. This applies to you. This is how you register. And this is what you have to do.
Probably less.
Your pharmacy. This is what you have to do if you change owners, like some of that, like for the staff is going to ask for license. So,
It's working in the community. They can work off your, what is it called that you take out? Student loans. But I don't know what roles boards.
Let me know if I'm capturing this accurately. I'm writing tuition remissions, et cetera, for diverse candidates, question mark, what is board versus legislative role?
Yeah.
Does that capture it?
Yeah.
Right. There's that private.
If you, yeah, when especially with all these new bosses. Virtual meetings first. How do you register for those? To get.
Commitment to a certain.
Is that enough for you? I think so.
And so this.
Oh, we haven't. Okay. You may see, you're innovative business.
Professionals that comply for change.
They used to be shopkeepers or internet vendors. I literally just think that's like, but yeah, that was part of this. They cleaned up the shopkeeper operations, but that is just the PIT. I think that's what it said, sharp. Like, that's interesting to know. Like, regulate this, and then somebody's doing it.
It's not two days, so that's like. Oh.
But a virtual version.
Oh, that's what it is.
Maybe not virtual. Yeah. So at least that's like, is that dispensing or is that just like you guys feel?
It's
So it's- Like, issue.
Especially when they're out there. I read for many years now.
Oh,
New
yeah.
requirement, so.
Called for new outreach.
We got a difference of things that zero.
Okay, just to have a reason. Let's start with the second topic if you haven't already.
Oh, I didn't know we were gonna.
I.
Okay. She had,
Play and pipeline. Sure.
You want to bring it back?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna enforce quota.
I think especially schools are all.
Fair enough.
Discuss.
discussed it.
Was it
Actually.
They're engaging in school business program.
How will we define adequate staffing?
I said, it's just more research to what kind of interest they get. People's accuracy, so you still pairs, but no.
That's a lot.
And hopefully can have, and have better discussions that we just talked about over there. So
So a lot of this was about part of technology, revising the website overall, the new subscription page. Increase the by first during COVID, it's about delivery.
Yeah, it's basically.
iPads. Let me start on how that works. External communication is not related to our violations, backgrounds, violations, increasing video, more consistent, writing emails, program. And the newsletter comes out, should we send it to the NAPP list? We don't want to duplicate, but if we have this for your audience, privacy, because we don't have a lot of complaints, I think it becomes a lot of complaints in transparency, but they also said, that doesn't mean we don't have more work to do. It's just not a specific complaint that's coming in.
So.
So we're the web limitations, again, state government has limitations on the heavy state code. The current constraint tracking subpoena or procedure, though there might be some legal ramifications about what can be tracked. There's only a open rate on NAVP communications. I'm not sure what industry standard that is. Less people. Yeah, some of them are on, it's shows on their stuff, but. Maybe some advertise, we're doing some advertising with stakeholders, boards, college, universities, and job fairs, that can be increased.
We delegated, okay, yeah, do this and this, and I think that's, if you're wrong to that. Maybe more of this.
And then there's like, we have some same voices.
We don't exchange, because obviously there's from review, because there's like, okay.
And then we're talking about software use limitations, or maybe we can't.
We just did that last night.
So maybe a goal could be.
Out there.
Maybe it's trying to.
That's a good idea.
Updated board website.
You're having a lot, then say community, right? Who we're referring to, right? There's a community of pharmacists, entities, and then this community of not those utilizers of the services.
Yes.
How do we communicate with communities
Yes.
who are actually utilizing the services that we're regulating?
Yes.
My assumption is that it's
Yes.
when they.
Right. Rather than us being proactive, and it's a way for us to do that proactively. Rulemaking, I mean, it's hard, but you can't make people read the rules. Right, yeah. Right, like
Your public comment period is open to the public. They are, in theory.
That's where I was going, it's like, originally using.
I used a lot of time to write those.
Yes.
It would definitely be. Because most of the comments tend to be like pharmacy companies, right? Like, they don't like regular Jane Doe people. Right? Entities are more concerned about their bottom.
Right.
Bottom line, right?
Right. Right, they have motivation for sure.
Yeah.
A goal from a licensing perspective is to look at how applications are worded, how things are worded. To see if there's any conversation.
What's good? And if you get, yes, that's exactly.
Even with our questions, I didn't understand the question, but how have you ever?
And understanding that people have varying literacy levels, educational levels, they're not all like, you know,
They're seeing important.
The other question is, are there other sources? You know, these
And as
these
the
are
board, we
big
could choose,
industries.
depending on what the case was.
that too.
Licensee did too.
Application.
So I hear you maybe what
Part of the challenge too, is if you have innovation.
Because everybody.
It's right.
Yeah, I think that is the.
Do you have someone who actually proofs and makes sure that it meets that criteria?
Survey or sure. This person really needs to be on probation. And this person can go into HPSC, but if they come back to us, they're gonna end up on probation. Not how to.
Maybe we should look at how we write it. Just so we, you know, change and like.
And so you do.
There's also level.
Indicating. Yes.
Yes. I definitely.
I think it sounds like a.
2 minute warning.
You know.
Right, but you're right, things like we've been operations. Right, it should might be something that could be easier.
Layman's terms, but still being able to pull in technical.
One of them.
Communication person. It's like a public person, you know, communication person. Yeah. And public relations could be your communications person, too, one body.
Well, if it's in the direction.
Pretty much.
There's ways. You know, other agencies are doing.
Yeah, and they do it in.
Better at that. So, right, no, that's why we don't understand it. The goal would be to read it.
So internal, external.
Borders the directness. Everything is gonna be no. Everything that person might ask.
Yeah.
No, he sends it to me and I don't even send it. Yeah. It's that connection with the other
Minutes left. Anything top of mind?
Was there in communications, and anyone bring up issues around?
Ideas coming in the.
Wait, I'm not sure if we have a specific rules one here, like.
We have discussions, you know, around communicating.
Oh, yeah. I'm just on the wall.
That way, right?
Yeah.
Enjoying the show. Man, are we gonna have to like physically move this
I
group?
don't understand that.
Get your.
There's a lot. You have to get close. Some people have microscopic handwriting.
I mean, if they did understand it, we wouldn't have that
Maybe 10.
size issue.
Pete.
Yeah.
Like 10.
If we can, yeah.
Okay.
People don't, they have to.
What are we adding? Then.
I learned, you know, you have to, everything that's most important. Everything beyond that, people don't read.
Right.
Oh, we're being just shoved out.
Time and.
So you're-
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Your little team writing.
Oh, we have one more.
I have a package brought.
It's supposed to be short.
Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting because you guys have seen two. I think there was some overlap. So this is registry.
I work so much in
Challenge internal.
Yeah.
You can sit right here. It's only internal. This is not external.
Interoperate.
Yeah.
Events that were brainstormed that.
They're running away. They're not long-term solutions.
Okay, so where are we at?
And
Okay.
as we kind
Read through these.
Accomplishments, a lot more around technology.
most things are, there are a few things that.
And the newsletter, there's talk about, there's more consistency in getting a report from the executive director on Fridays.
So accomplishments.
Receiving a whole lot of complaints in the inbox about transparency, but there's probably still some work to be done, but it's
I think the question was.
Legislative concept.
there's a new subscription page on the website and overall navigation on the website is better. However, on the challenges and trends, there is a newsletter word
Or
invitation.
access.
Yes.
Adding on.
More, 5 days more. Not best.
Way of tracking, like,
Yeah.
understand how. There might be some legal investigations in there about.
I was gonna say,
There is a tracking.
Good communication.
I'll see what the, okay.
the website, it's not a sex screen, but Oregon rules.
Accessibility, access. Meeting.
Okay. And then we're also talking about,
Here.
advertisements, there needs to be
Ratios.
advertisements to stakeholders, and boards, colleges, universities, fairs, corporate. Always to, what do we mean by community? Like, what is, what we try to, what is our best strategy?
Something that was very.
So goals.
Gone back.
Establish a culture of accessibility, find out what the community.
Right.
More present at outreach events, like this came out high school.
It is a thing that is happening now.
And how our applications are worded, maybe fewer words, consider their diversity levels in education, exposure, levels of education.
I mean, step.
To endorse that it is. Might be a bird just for security. Or statements on like, we just have like, yeah, but we don't even. Do the big plans every month, that's the biggest job.
We do give it everything.
It's like somebody
This year, we're all up.
them things, but they're not. Implement that.
Clarity by.
But there are people that die in situations that they even fix, that's what I mean, so.
We could have it, but it wasn't that.
Yeah, that's rare.
So one thing that's part of
Consider
the
language on applications.
expectations,
Services.
touches on, let's see, CI and all that.
Aspiration, successors, maybe.
So that's a challenge, it could be a goal for us to control, in our workshops. To have that backfield.
Because we like.
To have software.
Now it's all online, but we have some stuff.
Overall.
But we also have.
They don't want to. No, use the. Right. And that's. You have to write that how you.
Everybody. That's what I'm saying, like for that.
Update the rules, which are already planned.
It's not in that same.
But they need to be prioritized.
It's not under.
So this is kind of both a learn and then. It started with learning.
It's somebody. Like when I was pregnant.
Look at it.
And then I went to be flat and then have to be on. See that they.
Every 5 years, like there's gotta be some.
Do you want to add anything else to the operation?
That the practice, looking at the person.
Your last
Say-
day.
Survive.
I know what his.
To analyze it.
I mean, a lot of this stuff is.
That's.
Here. Such finding that the,
But there's.
What would you have to add to questions about?
But I'm sorry, sometimes you have, when you're expecting somebody to be a professional. PIC is a professional. I have to go find it. If I'm gonna do this, I need to know everything about it before I mean.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out what kind of course, what kind of education, what are the responsibilities? You just. I'm just saying. Because other smaller things, if they can't take the professional judgment, but I know what you're saying, but I don't think that that's the board's. This is my like, maybe professional public. I don't think it's the.
Does it need-
To.
What is the value of property?
Yeah, PNC doesn't know what that never taken a class. That's why you have a board.
It's messy, but it's less.
Signed up as the. So some of that information is for that.
It's not an outlet.
I don't know.
Figure out a word, so yeah.
Behind the top 10. I don't know.
Yeah, so how do we encourage them?
Memory, okay, yeah. And
Some way, shape or.
We can't just.
if he gets kicked in the head,
Take responsibility.
the trial here is, he might not have to. Yeah, I don't know.
And how do we either say we're being for what we. On how.
Okay, so
Calling us.
to 10 pharmacies, I said, why do you sign that little, why do you sign that? And 7 of them did not know. Is that find their name? Is it counseling? Yeah, is it counseling? And some of them said yes, some of them said no, they don't know. I mean, they don't know.
Black thing?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I stood there
He's
and
doing a little.
then I do. And then after I stood there.
She's acting as Cindy, not as a.
No, I was. Absolutely.
For the record.
No, I was not.
Yeah, shopper.
I was like doing some research because I said I was gonna do research, so that's what I researched.
Yeah.
Everything. I was like,
It's better in the process. I don't know if this is operations though, too.
Right.
We've talked about this, like how to change roles in important pieces where it is more clear and how we communicate. And I guess there's also been, what do the roles mean? Does that mean roles should be clear if people don't understand what the roles say? What is the balance there too?
And that I think was what I've seen as a struggle for the board. Scripted, but you also get information. So when you, that's the license, you're scripted.
Actually, I know. What is that right threshold, right? So
Yes.
this is important so that everyone can reach out to, so you don't want to be a standardized approach. You can't be, I got this staff member and they told me that this is the intent. But really that, how do you mark if that's the intent, the board says that's the intent, why isn't that in the rule, right?
Right.
Like, so back to
Right.
the board is the one.
You shouldn't, you don't have to write a policy statement about it.
Exactly, and it's the board's decision, it's not staff, right?
Well,
Like,
and I
that's what
think-
want to be clear
I
that you
think-
guys are making these decisions. So
I think it's a huge plus to have that recording on the website now, because now you can go, anybody can go back and they
clarification.
that's what it says. It said,
This is from a license.
But we're not saying.
If I'm reading the rule.
Stay in your lane, stay in your lane, and it's like,
There,
and the government will check those same ways, there's some
like following.
interpretation.
The rest,
But it's just to get clarification.
Really some better communication successful,
Yeah.
right? Like we.
Our website.
Yeah.
Central Phil.
And then if there is some.
Well, and I think that, that goes back to changing, we're looking at the rules every 5 years, looking at the rules so that there will be, you know, it still talks about.
Talking to.
Answers are just a question. Yeah. Longevity with clarity.
Well, I like the communication part where we wrote the, oh, this is what the intent is, and had it on the website, because then you get less phone calls. I mean, I am totally against somebody not calling, especially a technician calling, go, hey, you know what? I don't know what my role is. I don't know how to do this. I'm not comfortable going to my supervisor. Can you help me? No. I am, and so we've taken all of the rules out for technicians, so they get this much. And so that's.
I think I hear you saying you wish that there was more clarity in what, back to what the rules used to be and what the technology can do.
Yeah.
But I do think it's just an order. There's more discussion, a decision to be more. So when somebody, to your point, all kinds of tools, as we get lots of inquiries, so this is
Yeah.
back to the tracking too,
Yeah.
right? Like how clients, how we track the data of people notifying us or more. How can we gather that data to show that there were some unintended consequences to them?
Our business too is a person to say, this is what you do. That's what I understand.
Technology.
So if they don't know what they are supposed to do.
We miss what was needed. We see that uptake is really what we were hoping.
Yeah. That's a fair question. But I think you also, know how it happens.
I am a technician. I know, I mean, I am not clear about what the rules are. I know because I'm a 26-year technician, but it's not clear for a new technician to.
I love when you share your stories. How it's.
Yeah. I mean, yes. I mean, this is, they were trained, yes, and not everybody a lot. I mean, we have one pharmacist that is training and they are not training, let's just be clear here. 5 technicians, they're not training. Technicians are, it's true. I'm just saying what is 100% true, is that technicians are the ones who are doing the training and they're 5 days old, so.
So I want to make sure I capture this. So clarity around the responsibility of technicians versus training programs or technicians here, but I'm.
No, I just make the,
So
I just remember a time when we had most of this, I don't understand right now. Shut down. And, ongoing.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting it on the
No.
board. I think,
okay.
honestly, I think it's.
Oh, 2022, that was not
Challenge short session. I'm worried about the next, the long sessions.
Exactly.
Well, the parents say clarity around responsibility for training technicians.
I hear all sides of this. I get the struggle. The struggle is real and I get it.
I mean, it's easy for you guys to say because you're not a technician and you don't have.
Sorry.
Exactly what you're saying.
I mean,
I hear you. Twice. I did hear it twice.
No, it's great. Thank you, Karen. That's it. Hard to remember your issues.
Don't we all don't need to work.
And I don't know what this from.
We can make some.
No, never.
Or when you start.
Anything else communication wise anyone can think of that other groups haven't covered?
Yeah.
Some because they're very hard and we've heard that we need to be able to have a long.
There was quite a bit of discussion around this one because apparently, you can't have some of these too early because it could influence board growth sometimes.
But exactly.
And it's got, yeah, that did not change that.
I think maybe.
others, the processes, right? So demystifying why the board does what they do, that there are limit constraints that have to be within the law.
Yeah. I mean, if you said this individual members can't take individual testimony.
That's amazing too. You guys put in an interesting position.
Really have. Really experience like with SNP that operates, for instance, right? They volunteer to specialize.
Big board members or any number. So you'll.
Standing is just.
They're all like topical. Direct.
Best way to communicate with the board. These are all the avenues. There's different, like maybe having a little stop shop. I'm working on those all wholesaler. GFCSA. Your tankers, 3PLs, all of that.
I say that enough to.
Right, and that I know.
I mean, we're gonna have to do it to
Pull
comply
back
with federal
that
laws. Eliminate all of the issues, right? Like, I think it's just. It's a huge success, right? Like, how can we do
But I
that?
agree.
And I know that,
This,
trust for
this
types of bond increases.
there's a lot of.
OSHP and OSB, not just what is our process.
So wraps out.
That they limit, like, here's the law that requires to this. So the state, traffic on the road again could help prevent harms trying to write manufacturers. Like, how many people in the state really have access to manufacturing?
Right, and then for
Pharmacy.
real license.
Measure the weight for a particular.
Which is why we've been using more.
I think that should be part of for certain.
That's like, that's actually priority.
Doing like a presentation.
Yeah, Jen's totally on that too. I know for each different division, like having care.
Ask AI.
Like there's.
So awesome.
So I just want to make sure. Presentation.
Does this. So we're fine.
Anything else? Any last minute thoughts?
Licensees. I've done so much on licensing. It's kind of a great one to start off with to feel good about accomplishments.
Yeah.
All the tags, all the pharmacists, all the interns.
I do like the CE.
Yes, he's been amazing.
No, the thing is about this, but we don't know. So it's not a complaint about.
Of course, there's so many challenges.
Yeah.
Well, would you have some control over some of
So are high schools, they're not allowed to work in pharmacy, so they can't do, like, it can't be tax.
How to, should be some board safety related.
So absolutely no.
Something.
Yeah.
Because there's also.
I think that's.
They do.
On this level, don't they have flags for like bad drug interactions? So they don't.
Joey's health occupations. Occupations classes.
That person just says they're.
As like junior test.
Or AI is not.
I felt like that was implied.
May not know that though, but that is individually die. They can't even do either one of those certifications until they're 18 and they have so much experience and they have this and this and this and this.
Right.
It's interesting to see things kind of, so in Jen's ways, I see ratios that.
Operations over there too. I was like, moderation. It's moderation and so like in the story, like thank you 5 dollars text.
Nothing.
I text you one.
You two can't.
I used to have.
Yeah, there's.
We put ratio sentences.
So after you've gone through the Zoom meeting, it's not a whole lot of bandwidth.
When I'm there. Yeah, once you pass them, whether it's just. Like teenagers, they're like toddlers.
Oh, are you done?
Yes.
Thank you.
But you have less than.
Excuse me, sir, are you trying to like butt in here?
Yes, I am. Kind of disrupting.
I'm sorry.
Everyone today. You feed her and look what's happened.
I'm gonna say you were bullied.
No, I.
So-
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Give me my way.
I do.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I did not mean that.
Okay.
I'm joking. I know. I said I was kidding.
That's for this, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Weren't other things.
good. So let's take a 10-minute break. You just all sat down, but
That's funny.
yeah, sorry.
2?
Yeah. 52.